Welcome to Real Estate Essentials. I'm Jay Deher. On today's program, we're going to show you what plants thrive in Utah's environment. We're going to show you how to save both the environment and money through solar energy, and we're going to show you how to create shade in your backyard without having to wait 15 years for mature trees. Be sure to tune in because all that and more is coming up right after this. I'm Jay Deher. I've been on top of Utah's real estate market for over 10 years. I will show you things about this market that you never knew.
I'm here with George from Monrovia Growers, and a common issue that's coming up a lot with our customers is these large homes that they put on these small lots here in Utah. They don't want the plants that we plant to overgrow their space too quickly. So that's why I have you here to solve my dilemma.
Well, that's an excellent question, and Monrovia searches the world over, Zach, to find great new dwarf space-saving plants, and we can solve your dilemma.
What are some of the ones you have here today?
So this collection right here is geared towards shade. For example, we have the evergreen look, which is a Buxus green velvet. It's kind of gets about 3 foot tall, mounding, and also green mountain. And then this is a dwarf yew, which again would be for the evergreen look.
Those are both evergreens, right?
They are, yep, absolutely.
What do you have down here?
This is a beautiful hydrangea. It blooms a gorgeous lime green color. And if you could imagine that in color in summer, and then maybe backdrop it with this gorgeous clematis, it'd be really spectacular.
That'd be beautiful. This is a new one to me. I've never seen this one before. What is this one?
This is Star Showers Boston Ivy. It was actually found in Boston, Massachusetts, and really brightens up a shady spot if you allow it to climb.
So what happens if we have a full sun and exposure? What do you have to show us on that?
We have a lot of options. If you want to just follow me, Zach, I can show you.
Let's go look at it.
Zach, look at these beautiful, wonderful, sun-loving, space-saving plants.
And this is what we usually deal with in our application. We have a hot sun in the summertime that we all have to deal with. So these are some great varieties that we can choose from. Give me some of your favorites.
Absolutely. You have colorful shrubs, you have vines, you have plants with texture. One of my favorites is this brand new introduction. It's called Rubus Raspberry Shortcake, and it's dwarf. Only gets about 2 to 3 foot tall by the same spread. It's thornless, it doesn't sucker, and it produces raspberries.
Are they good raspberries? Do they taste good?
Absolutely. Its parentage comes from Bear Lake up in Utah.
Incredible.
Look at this plant. Wonderful texture. It's called Puckered Up. It's a dwarf red twig dogwood. Again, brand new introduction. And I really love this unique specimen. This is very artistic in nature. This is a weeping blue atlas cedar, and with that serpentine form, just spectacular.
So between the sun-loving and the shade-loving plants, these are at least 50 options that we have to be able to solve our problem of being in those small spaces.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you coming and showing those to me. I've learned a lot, and I'm going to start using these plants in our applications. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Brent, I love coming down here to your nursery. I know there's thousands of shrubs and trees that we have to pick from, and a lot of times if I send customers down here, they get overwhelmed. They don't know what to look from. So I've asked you to kind of take 3 or 4 of our favorites out.
Sure.
and talk about those and tell us, why they're so easy to grow here.
Yeah, you bet. This is forest pansy red bud. It gives great contrast in the landscape. It's a medium-sized tree. It's 15, 20, 25 foot tall. All these trees adapt well to our climate here in Utah.
And they do well to the soils. I have this one at my house.
Okay.
Personally, I have that plant there. I love it. The tricolor beech does
one of my
really
favorite
well.
also. Yep.
I do see it sometimes get a little crispy in August. It gets a little dried out just because our dry air.
Right, right.
What do we have here? An oak?
That's a columnar English oak. Great for narrow spaces. Very adapted again to our climate here in Utah.
One thing I think you taught me about those is they lose their leaves in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
They hold them all year long during the winter, and it's odd, and then all of a sudden in the spring they fall off.
They do,
Yeah.
they do. When they get their leaves, new leaves in the spring.
And this is another one that I really like.
Crimson Century Maple. It's another narrow one, and it is a relatively small tree, so it fits well in small spaces in the landscape and well adapted to our smaller landscapes that are very popular here in Utah.
So if people want to come down and talk to you guys about what's good and what's not, they can always see the orange shirt, right?
There you go.
They
You
can't
got
miss
it.
them. Well, thanks for taking your time to show us these trees, and we'll see you around.
Okay, super.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Nancy, every day we speak with people that are trying to educate themselves on how to be water wise here in Utah, how it's so hot and dry. We want to use plants that use less water. Give us some of those ideas or those showers that we can use instead of just a carpet of sod.
Okay, I think it's important to use water-wise plants because we are trying to save water. Just xeriscaping your park strip will save you over 500 gallons of water a year.
Because they always talk about the natural snowfall, that we're either higher or lower than the natural snowfall, but as our population grows, we're eventually going to run out of water if we don't conserve each one of us in our landscapes.
Yeah.
So give us some options, some ideas what you have here.
Xeriscaping doesn't just have to be gravel and cactus. This is an example of a beautiful spring bloomer. It's a Pinstamon, elfin pink, and it will just give you blooms for about a month. And then moving out of that, you would move into this Agastache. And this is also called hummingbird mint because hummingbirds really love this blossom, and this will start blooming early to midsummer and give you blooms just all summer long. Really wonderful. This one is more of a late summer bloomer. It's called Caryopteris.
And I've used this one a lot. I really like that.
Yeah.
It does really well here.
And this one, yeah, it's just beautiful. Another thing to note is pollinators really love all of these water-wise plants. So they're just really good for...
That's good for your gardens and fruit trees and stuff like that
when we need them.
You've got things pollinating them.
Right. Another great example is this Gara. This one's looking a little spindly because it needs to be in the ground, but it forms a really beautiful mound, and these flowers will just bloom all summer long, and they are just covered with butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds all
Do you have to
summer.
do a lot of maintenance on these?
No, the nice thing with water-wise plants is they kind of like to be left alone. I mean, I think late winter you can cut them off about 6 inches and they'll just come back looking beautiful.
So it's a good option for people that may not have the best green thumb. They can still have a beautiful yard and not have to do much maintenance on
they're
them.
very low maintenance and just give you beautiful blooms all summer.
Well, thank you. I always tell my customers to come down to the nursery if they have any questions and talk to people like Nancy, so appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any questions in the future about landscaping, about plants, come down and see the experts here at Tri-City Nursery in Kaysville.
Oftentimes, our clients come to us at the most challenging and difficult times in their lives. We found that at these difficult times, what really makes a difference is knowledge, and that's where we come in.
Jay Deher here, host of Real Estate Essentials. Are you thinking about selling your home? Well, I can feature it on the program and move you for free. And be sure to tune into Real Estate Essentials every Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock, only on ABC 4 Utah. So Jess, solar is becoming more and more popular, but I'm getting asked the question, do you buy it or do you finance, or how's it all work out?
You know, we have a couple different options that we provide. I'd love to answer that question for you. You can actually see we did some solar here on this home right here. I've got some more in the back. I'd love to answer that for you, and we'll go back and check it out.
Let's go take a look.
So Jay, you can see here we've actually got the installation. He's on the south side and also here on the east side. The sun's out working for us right now. His meter's spinning backwards. So, you know, to answer your question about the financing and how people pay for it, you know, half our customers, I would say, you know, end up planning for this. They've been kind of getting into solar for a while and saving up, and we provide a short-term loan for almost all of our customers. They really enjoy having no interest, no payments for a year. Really, it's a timing tool. They get tax credits back on their tax return, and so a lot of people don't have to worry about the upfront cost, which sometimes can seem overwhelming. And so they really just have to worry about the net cost after the tax credits. When you're talking 30 to 50% off from the government,
So
that really helps out.
The government's chipping back 30 to 50% on these?
Yeah, depending on your system size and a couple other factors. There's still incentives right now for solar. The cost of solar's gone down a lot, and so we're really busy right now in utilizing that program. We also have a program where if they are not able to pay off the net cost of the system after the tax credits, we can even get them into a payment program where they'd have a payment that's actually similar or even less than what they were paying for their power originally.
Really? So you could theoretically get into a solar system and paying less without any money out of pocket, paying less than what your power is each month right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then the idea in the future is power goes up, this just stays consistent. Once you pay it off, then once you pay that loan off, then you get power essentially for free.
I think that's one of the things our customers really enjoy right now is Rocky Mountain Power is announced, and in Utah the power rates are skyrocketing. They're saying 8 to 10% annual increase for the next decade.
Really?
So this is one way to kind of keep yourself from getting into that and really staying away from your power rate increases.
And the best part about it is it's better for the environment.
Right, you can feel good about what you're doing, save money at the same time. There's a 25-year warranty, there's no moving parts, so you don't really have to do a lot of changes in your lifestyle or anything like that, and you can feel good with what you're doing.
That's why it's become so popular. Good for you.
Yeah.
So Keith, I couldn't help but notice your solar panels on the front and on the back. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience with solar energy?
Well, we got a little brochure dropped off. My wife set up an appointment to visit with the salesman, and he came and talked, and I had been thinking about it for years. Actually, my daughter did hers a year ago up by Jeremy Ranch, and they've been very, very pleased with it, and they pay no power bills at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mine's a little different because we couldn't get enough panels to do it, but the ecological savings that we're doing was the most important thing for me.
So it really wasn't necessarily the money, it was more
no,
like that.
It's the environment that was critical to me.
Yeah.
That's the reason that I did it. We've planted an equivalent of 50 trees in the 4 months that I've had it. We've offset 2 tons of carbon offset, they call it, which is
huge.
Critical. Yeah, that's a lot.
And so at the same time, you're also saving money.
Yeah,
So
we are.
Did you just get a bill? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we just got a bill actually yesterday, and our bill for this month was $30.11 as opposed to $147.90 last year, this same month. So, yeah, that's nice. The money savings is nice too, but of course there's tax savings with it too that you get when you do the installation, and that's nice also.
Yeah. So basically you save both on money and you save the environment, which is great.
Yeah, it'll take you years to pay it off, with the money savings, but again, from an ecological standpoint, that's the critical thing, I think, is how much we've already produced from that viewpoint of stuff.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking a minute with me.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
So we're continuing to look at some of the parade homes from the Utah County Parade, and we're here with Casey Cloward from Raycon Construction. Thanks for being on the show, my friend.
This is an honor for me. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so this obviously was one of the 2014 parade homes down in Utah County.
Yep. And
tell me a little bit about this home, what you guys created.
So this home is a very well thought out, well designed home for, again, our client base. We this owner wanted to and was excited about putting their home in the parade of homes to showcase the diversity in their styles and whatnot. They had he had more of a modern style in his mind, but she wanted a rustic style in her mind.
Oh,
so
really?
we had to do a mesh of the two, and I think we did a very good job in
It was definitely unique.
Yeah.
So you were able to kind of one of them pick out one thing and the other pick out the other.
Exactly, and we kind of meshed them together. You'll see throughout this home there's a lot of barn wood that was used. This homeowner had a family barn up in Hobble Creek Canyon that we took the barn apart and brought it down and utilized it in some accent walls throughout the home. And in fact, one of the planks in the kitchen area here has the great grandfather's initials etched into a plank that
Oh, that's awesome.
he finished. When he finished the barn, he put that in there. It was from 1923. So
Wow.
pretty cool.
Way to bring it home for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about this kitchen.
So the kitchen, we use Thermador appliances throughout here. This, the wood that we're looking at here is actually white Coruscant oak that has been utilized and detailed out. Here's a good picture of that barn wood that we used in the ceiling area there. So here's a pantry off to the side that has another fridge and freezer inside there to help maximize the space. Rather than put it in the garage, we put it in the pantry. A little easier
That's a better
access.
place to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
This is the laundry and going into the master bedroom area, the master suite. Again, you'll see the very big, wide windows to overlook the backyard there, and some faux beams to give some ceiling treatments and whatnot. Coming into the master bathroom, I should say. This is a sapele wood that was used for the woodworking, for the cabinetry.
And what's a sapele wood?
Sapele, it's a version of a mahogany type wood. People confuse it for a mahogany-based wood, and a very hard, very durable wood, and dark. That did not have a stain on it.
Wow.
So, yeah. Coming into the basement, these guys are very adamant about being able to have their space to entertain. Here's the kitchenette area. You see the ping pong space. We'll get into the backyard area as well. Nice dual television here with a 60-inch wide elongated fireplace.
Yeah, I like that.
Coming out great. One great feature of the home is the theater room. The LED light
came out great.
Yeah, feature.
This is where he got control and went to the modern, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot more modern. This ceiling is actually a pretty cool ceiling design. Argenta design out of off 90th South here in Sandy was able to provide the low voltage system through the home. This is actually a logs from the barn up in Hobble Creek Canyon that we've cut them off and attached them to the wall to again tie in that customizing of the feel. So,
good for you.
Yeah. Here's a secret door that goes into a room that was a muralist. We had a muralist come in and design that as Rio Tinto Stadium into their secret room. So,
good for you.
Yeah,
very creative.
Fun. Here in one of the bedrooms, we have a loft. These are rock climbing that we've had designed up and to get in that loft. Kind of a cool feel for the kids there. There's another design with the ladder going into the loft space, and that bed was suspended through ropes. Again, a little custom design for these clients.
Head into the backyard, and the backyard was a real standout, right?
Yeah, the backyard was awesome. We have everything from putting green to splash pad to swimming pool, and we have a lot of the slide and whatnot coming through. We had the zip line brought in to span over the pool area, and they can drop into the zip line there into the pool. So
that's a really creative thing.
Yep.
Good for you. Well, Casey, if somebody wanted more information about what you did here or wanted to contact you about building, where would they contact you at?
So they can find us on our house, Facebook, Instagram, rayconconstruction.com.
Jay Deher here, host of Real Estate Essentials. Are you thinking about buying or selling a home? Well, if you list with me, you move for free. And be sure to tune into Real Estate Essentials every Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock, only on ABC 4 Utah.
This morning we're here in Orem, Utah, and these clients here have been great to work with. They contacted us to come in and initially solve a problem they had. They have an existing open deck, and they really wanted to make it larger. At the same time putting a shade structure, a pergola, over that deck. We had some initial challenges because they wanted to attach this structure to the house and put a slope to it, and have that the slope of the roof still miss the pop out on the home here, to miss the roof. And I think with our designers and our team of architects there in the office, I believe we're going to be able to get that, overcome that challenge, no problem. So then they'll be able to come out and enjoy a bigger open deck with the shade cover over it. So we're excited to get started. So one of the unique features about this project is us attaching a ledger to the actual home itself, which will bear part of the weight of the roof. And so we've got to obviously calculate the slope to make sure that ledger is going to be high enough so the slope of the rafters coming down to the front is going to miss this roof. So the longest part of the installation process is the layout, ensuring that the post placement is accurate, they're in the right spot because they're permanent, or making sure that the ledger that's being attached to the side of the home is at the appropriate height, because all of this timber that we're putting up is pre-measured, designed by our architects, cut out in our manufacturing facility. Everything's pre-made at our shop before they come out in field. So if the layouts are not correlating with the dimensions on the plans, and we're not getting those measurements accurate on the home or on the post placements, then there could be big trouble there. So once the posts are stood here, we're going to be dropping in these main support beams, and you can see that they just interlock together with the dovetail interlocking method that we've designed here, and it's just a smooth lock in and fasten with a couple of lags there at the top, and for extra precautionary measure, but that dovetail is going to hold forever. So, and then we'll end up putting some knee braces underneath for extra support. So it's very rewarding at the end of the day when the project's completed. It's all installed. The customers come out and they're ecstatic, excited. They're ready to use their new patio and shade structure, and it's very rewarding to see the team effort that it took to pull this project off, from an initial design manager coming out and pulling the, designing the structure and pulling the appropriate dimensions and making sure that that it's exactly what the homeowner wants, and translating that their need to paper, bringing it back to our office and having a team of architects go to work in designing and the 3D rendering of what that project will look like, and then getting that sent over to the manufacturing facility and having them cut that out, and then in turn shipping it out here and installing it on site, and seeing it all go up together flawlessly it's very rewarding. So we're really excited how this project turned out. The colors turned out great. The heights, the slope of the roof. Obviously, we were able to miss that roof, our initial concern. I think the homeowners are going to be able to really enjoy more fully their backyard, their deck, their patio area with this new shaded cover for many years to come.
Well, that pergola is going to work out wonderfully for the Osborns. Now, if you're thinking about selling real estate in the coming future, contact us on the show. There's nothing better than exposure. Now, remember, real estate's all about local knowledge and timing, and that's what you get here on Real Estate Essentials.
Jay, when you go into a house and it's all cluttered, what do you do?
Are you talking about if you sell it?
Yeah, if you're going in to help somebody.
Or buy it?
Yeah.
It's a major issue because people, when they go to sell these houses, sometimes they don't declutter their stuff. There's messes all over everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's really bad because if the seller can't fit in the house, then the buyer looks at it like, I can't fit in the house either, right?
Yeah.
And so it's an issue. So I always advise people to get storage sheds, or if they have, a way to hide their stuff. They don't want to look like they're bursting at the seams in a house. That's like the worst thing ever.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so storage sheds. Storage sheds are a beautiful thing.
But you don't want it just totally bare, do you?
No. You don't want it bare, but you don't want it to look like you don't fit. Because, how many of us, our families grow and we don't fit in that house anymore? I've had that house.
Yeah, that's why you'd be moving, right? A lot of times.
Yeah, and so you got to sell that house, so you have to get as much money as you can for it, so you got to prepare it. The other big issue is pictures. A lot of these people have family pictures all over the place, and this creates issues because the buyer comes in and they're, they can't fall in love with the house because it doesn't feel right to them, because it feels like it's somebody else's house. They can't attach to the property, and they can't get those those kind of move. They can't get to that buying move.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you have to be.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you take them all down, but you just. Some people, they have their house decorated in family pictures.
Right.
That's a wonderful thing, but not if you're selling it. You gotta get your house corrected.
So do you recommend taking the family pictures down and then?
If there are too many of them.
Huh. Right on.
You just gotta move that emotional attachment to that house. Make it look like you can fit in there, and they would have more space than they could ever use, right? That's the way to sell a house.
What about jammed closets? Recommend unloading the closets?
Absolutely. Unload the whole thing if you're moving anyways.
Yeah, good point.
And they've got those storage sheds now that they'll deliver out to you, so you can just go and put it all in there, and they'll store it for you until they move, until you go to the next place. But I guess if you never use that stuff, you need to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually move it to a storage unit and then
either you get a storage shed or you get a dumpster.
Right. They're kind of the same thing sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.